Namaskar, my dear friends. Let us continue the design and techniques for Lattice Semiconductor FPGA. So we were talking about Lattice Semiconductor CrossLink-NX family, and we have already seen several other, like parameters of LIFCL 17 and LIFCL 40. In last videos, what we had done is we had seen the design and details of this particular FPGA and their capabilities and various parameters like what is the number of like logic cells, embedded memory, and all the other parameters that we had seen, and what are the different packages that is also available with CrossLink-NX device. We had stopped at the like pin configuration and pin descriptions of this particular FPGA. Like various pins have different functionalities and different functional capabilities that we had seen. Now we will start with other parts. So as we had stopped at last signal descriptions, now we'll start with ADCs. All right. So as you can see, this CrossLink-NX family has ADC of 12 bits, okay, and it can supports both continuous as well as single short conversions. You can see it has a selectable voltage reference between 1.2 volt internal voltage reference and an external voltage reference which can go up to 1.25 volt, okay. Then it is also telling you that ADC can convert up to 1.8 volt input signal with 1.8 volt external voltage reference. So this is how, like nominal voltage reference, like internal will be 1.2 volt. External, if you want, you can generate 1.2 volt or 1.8 volt. So up to 1.8 volt ADC you can take in. Now let us talk about the programming techniques. So it has a programming, like cable which is called as HW-USB-N-2B. Okay, so this is called programming cable, and the features of this particular programming cable is we have it can support all lattice programmable products. Okay, and the voltage levels that it can support is 2.5 volt to 3.3 volt using I2C, using JTAG and SPI, and using JTAG and SPI for 1.2 volt to 5 volt. Okay, what we will be designing is 1.2 volt to 3.3 volt JTAG, and generally directly I have taken 3.3 volt JTAG programming that we'll talk about. Now if you see the PC interfaces, like connect to multiple PC interfaces, as you can see you have USB 1.0, 2.0, we have parallel ports, PC connections, then easy to use programming connectors. We'll talk about what is the programming that is done. Now you can see we have versatile fly wire. Basically it has like a separate wires, discrete wires are there, and the wired length is around 2 meters. And as you can see, this is the USB like cable that is going to be attached to our PC. So this is going to get connected to my PC, and these connections is going to get connected to your FPGA programming connectors, like let's say JTAG or SPI or I2Cs, all those like you can do that. Now let us get into the programming pin definitions. So we need to understand what are the different pins that is available and what is their definition. Okay, so as you can see very nicely they have given a table of this particular programming cable. So you can see you have VCC, that is programming voltage. You can see very nicely the description as well here. Okay, then we have TDO, TDI, and TCK, TDS, or TMS. All these things will be there like TDO, TDI, then TMS and TCK. So these are the input output pins that is there according to your IEEE 1149.1. So those are JTAG lines, right? Then similar to that we have SO, SI, okay, and SCLK and CS will be there, okay, chip select. Then other pins are also there, like we have a done pin, like programming is done, then it is like released. Similar to that we have program pin that can be used for your resetting and something like that. And and we have other parts like init pin is also there, like when configuration starts, so a starting sequence and everything that is also there. Similar to that we have I2C programming as well, like I2C SCL line and SDA lines. Now let us get into more detail about this programming like pins. separately, like category wise. So as you can see, this is the programming connector that is there. So you can see this is the programmer, okay, that is there, and we have a connector here which is going to be having uh, 12 pin total. Okay, in detail it is 12 pin total, and you can see we have 5 volt out, I2C, SCLK, all these nicely it is made. I'll give you the link as well in our description so that you can directly go and download this particular uh, programming connector and details so that you can have a good understanding. Now out of these all 12 lines we will be using only 6 lines, or like 8 lines. In 8 lines, if you are going to use 2 extra pins, that is not needed. However, we will make 8 lines as a standard cable for our programming. So as you can see, this is the JTAG connector that was designed, and it is also given in evaluation board as well. So as you can see, we have 8 pin standard connector. So these 8 pin standard connector, you can see we have a power supply, we have a ground. So power supply and ground is done. Then we have these lines like TCK, TDI, TDO, TMS. So you can connect like this, and this is actually going to your USB connector. Okay, so it is actually going to go to USB to UART bridge, something like that, and this is going to convert it to your JTAG signals. So let's say you can utilize some FTTDI, FTDI USB to UART bridge, something like that, or USB converter. Now, if you want to see in more detail, you can see here, like we have total 8 signal here, like VCC, SDO, SDI, and done pin, mode pin, and then we have ground pin and TCK and init pin. So in out of all these, the colors that is arranged, it is because of this one that we saw just now. Okay, here. So purple, blue, green, all these things are there. That's that one. Now let us get into more. So what we are going to do is we are going to design this particular cable, and out of 8 we will be using 6 only, so 2 will be left out. That's the reason you can see we have 2 left out, pin number 4 and pin number 5. Okay, so pin number 4 and 5 will be left out, like program pin as well as done pin. This program and done we have left out. Rest, like we have power supply and TDO, TDI, TMS, ground, and TCK and init pin can also be left out. So total is 9, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so init pin can also be left out. So only 6 pin will be required. All right. So instead of that one, you can utilize this particular, 6 pin cable, or this particular total 8 pin are there. But however, in that we will not be using program as well as let us say TRST pin. Okay. So just TDO, TDI, TMS, ground and TCK pin will be used with VCC pin. Moving to the next part, you can see very nicely they have given the connector part number as well. If you want, you can search it. Otherwise, there is no need. You can have, like 1.25 mm pitch standard, or let's say 2.5 mm pitch standard, whichever suits you, that doesn't matter. Okay. So you can use that, and based on your convenience you can utilize that. If you want, you can have a dual row parallel connector of 10 pin, that also can be used. But what I'll suggest is we have always used 8 pin connector in our design, so we will be giving you the design uh, technique, or like design circuits. In that we'll explain you properly which connector we have used directly. That's all. There are little bit more understanding, like they have given, I mean, which particular pin will be connected with some pull up resistor or pull down resistor. So all these things is connected here. Anyway, this will be much more clear in the in the design equation that we have done, or design circuit that we have done. The best part of this particular USB connector, or the programming design is they have very nicely given JTAG port devices, how it is connected and what is the requirement. So this is not necessary right now, so we'll just go ahead next. Some notes are there. That's all. So all right guys, this was all about the programming connector and ADCs that was related to my Lattice Semiconductor FPGA CrossLink-NX series. So what we'll do is in our next session, we'll try to directly get into the schematic and we'll explain you a step by step in block diagram like what was it and in actual circuit as well. So first of all, we'll explain you the evaluation board circuit so that you can have a proper understanding and a dedicated path to proceed for your circuit design for any of the other crosslink device that you are going to take into account for your design application. Thank you.